Are you a healer, a psychic, an intuitive, a light worker, or a spiritual practitioner? And are you maybe wondering how your role and what you're here to do is going to change moving forward as we're moving into the age of Aquarius? If you have been wondering that, if you maybe have been feeling that, you know something is changing, something is evolving, and you're wondering what is going to happen moving forward or how your role is really going to evolve moving forward, then this video is for you, because this is truly an important question. And this video came about because someone in the community, in my YouTube community, actually asked this question, that with everything that has been going on, with all the changes that are happening, how is our role as a healer and what we do going to change moving forward? And I really felt called to do a video about this because this is truly an important question to answer, to contemplate about. So I also checked in with my guides. I tuned in and I received some guidance that I want to share with you in this video and shed some light onto the question of how your role as a light worker, as a healer, as a spiritual practitioner is going to evolve in 2024 and beyond. So things are definitely evolving. If you are already a healer, intuitive, psychic, if you're already doing that kind of work, what I am really getting is, also the guidance that I received for myself is that things will evolve, where you are meant to serve more people in a more expanded, more evolved way. So if up until this point, maybe you have been only working with people one-on-one, just doing healing, just doing readings and things like that, now there's really that call to evolve what you are doing, to expand what you're doing. This could mean that you may then also feel called to, or that you're being nudged to then also teach, to share your wisdom and knowledge with the people that will come to you, to offer teachings, guidance, mentoring, to also maybe do some group healing as well, some kind of group work, to really serve more people in a larger, more expansive way. And if you are already in the role of a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or even some sort of coach, if you're doing coaching and mentoring, then this too will evolve as well, where you're being nudged to create more offers to serve more people in a larger way. Also, if maybe up until this point you have been only doing one-on-one work or maybe small group work or things like that, you're also being asked to really evolve that as well, whether it is creating more programs, writing books, creating teachings, creating certification programs, or things like that, to really share your teachings in a more elaborate and a more evolved way. Now, if you are not a spiritual practitioner yet, moving forward, you may then actually feel called to start something, to offer your wisdom, your knowledge to the people around you. Whether it is maybe you didn't feel called to start doing oracle card readings or tarot card readings or offering healing sessions to the people in your life. Whatever it is, but I truly believe that our path, the path of us light workers, psychics, intuitives, healers, is going to evolve moving forward, because there's still that greater awakening that is happening. It's been going on for some time, but now as we're moving into the age of Aquarius, this is really that spiritual year. Like next year, 2024, is really about that spiritual path. Now, I'm going to give you a glimpse already. Next year, 2024, is all about living a soul-embodied life, really bringing more spirituality into your life. And there's going to be a forecast coming about 2024 and what to expect. And if you haven't done so already and you're curious about finding out about what's to come next year, definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new videos. But next year is really going to be more so that spiritual touch. So more people are waking up. More people are being activated to that higher path. But a lot of people, they're feeling overwhelmed, challenged. They don't know how to make sense of all of that. There's also so much healing that is required. Now you, if you're here watching this, you have done a lot of healing this year, 2023, because it was that change over year. We had to go through our own stuff in order to be ready for then next year, that next wave of awakening souls that then need help, need guidance, need healing. So you have gone through all the things that you have gone through up until this point, because you're somewhat like a forerunner, right? You are then needed as these people are waking up, as all these souls that are then asking for help, looking for help, needing help. to then support them. That's why I really feel that your work moving forward of what you're here to do, the things that you're going to be doing, your spiritual path is going to evolve, is going to expand. So if you're already a healer, light worker, a psychic, an intuitive, or a spiritual practitioner, and you're already offering some kind of services, this will definitely evolve. You will receive insights, guidance, downloads of things to create. I cannot tell you how many things that I have already received of what I created. I mean, just December alone, I created so many different things. I created a psychic development course. So if you would like to learn a little bit more about how to develop your psychic abilities, definitely check out the link in the description below. But there were so many different things that I created in December. I even started writing my next book, and it's all to really evolve the work that I have been doing. And I truly believe, and I truly feel it deep within, that next year, 2024, and then moving forward, we all are being asked to really share our knowledge, share our wisdom, share our messages. Whether it's maybe you didn't feel called to start a YouTube channel, share your knowledge in that way to really reach more people, maybe do speaking engagements, to write books, to create courses, to be out there more, to be more visible. And I know if you're not really that kind of person that is out there, this may be a little scary for you, but it doesn't have to be, because there's so many different ways that you may feel called to then really put yourself out there. It doesn't have to be videos or speaking or anything like that, but just know it will evolve, and you are more than ready to really step into this because you've done your work up until this point. You have learned enough, and I truly believe that deep down you know that you are here for a much bigger purpose and mission than what you have allowed yourself to really step into up until this point. Wouldn't you agree? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. Do you feel that you too are meant to make a bigger impact in the world moving forward? Do you feel that deep within? You are still resisting it. Maybe you don't really want to believe it yet. But deep down, I want to invite you, tune into your heart and ask yourself, or become honest with yourself. Acknowledge that voice within that is telling you that now is the time for you to evolve and to expand. Because you have been through all the things that you have been through for a reason, for you to then help other people, for you to do your own inner healing work, your own inner awakening work, and to really discover yourself. No matter what stage of your spiritual awakening you're in, whether it's you just starting out or you have been on this journey for many, many years. I started my spiritual awakening journey in 2016. Well, that's at least when I became aware of it. I think it started already in 2012, but I really became aware of it, consciously aware of it, in 2016. So I have been on this journey for quite some time too, but I know there's still so much more that I have to learn, that I have to go through, that I have to experience, that I have to heal from. And you too, you will still learn different things, but all of those things that we are experiencing, that we're learning, that we have to heal from, is to help us to then really step into the role that we have come here to do, that our soul has chosen to come here to do, to step into. So yes, to answer the question, will things change? Yes and no. They're not so much going to change, they're going to evolve, they're going to expand. Now, this also could mean that in terms of change, that you're actually changing the way you're going about life. You change the things that you're doing, whether it's maybe for right now you have been stuck in a 9-to-5, and then over the next couple of years, or starting then in 2024, you may then actually looking into really changing your life in a way to really create more fulfillment in your life. So yes, it can be perceived as change, but it is an evolution. It's an expansion of what you're here to do, what you already started to do. It may have been just in a very small scale, but it's going to evolve. So yes, there is going to be change, but it's more so that things will evolve and expand. Now, you too will evolve and expand. Your gifts will develop more. You will gain more clarity. Your intuition will kick in more. So you too will evolve and will expand into a more awakened, more centered, more grounded, more aligned you. And especially as you're really tapping into the energy of next year, it's all about living a soul-embodied life. So then too, you will then evolve as well. How you go about life, how you go about the things that you do, how you look at things will change as well. Or like I said, I don't really like the word change. They will evolve. They will expand. And then also the things that you're doing, they too will evolve and expand. Like I said, if you're already a healer, psychic, an intuitive, light worker, a spiritual practitioner, the work that you do will then evolve too. And if you haven't really started anything yet, you most likely will feel that nudge whenever you're ready. It doesn't have to be next year, but I truly believe that moving forward, you will feel that nudge to then share your experience, whether it is you're starting a spiritual business or not. You just doing your own work. It will have a ripple effect, because you doing your own work will, for one, raise your vibration, which will then have a beautiful ripple effect. And then it will always be an invitation to others in your life to then consider, hey, I like what he or she is doing. Maybe I want to do that too. So there's always an invitation that you don't even have to loudly express, but it is an invitation. You doing your own work is an invitation to other people to then evolve as well, to expand as well, to awaken as well. So what you do will also then evolve and will expand. So yes, things are changing, they're evolving, they're expanding. We are moving into a whole new zodiac sign as we're moving into the age of Aquarius, this new earth template. So yes, there's going to be a lot of things that are changing. But like I said, I don't really necessarily like the word change, because people don't necessarily like change, right? But things are evolving, things are expanding. So there's going to be a lot of innovation happening over these next years. I mean, we're going to be in the sign of Aquarius for the next 20 or so years. So there's going to be a lot that is going to evolving. Like I said, it's not so much about the change, but it's evolving. We're evolving as human beings, as living souls. We are evolving. So yes, your role as a healer, a light worker, intuitive, a spiritual practitioner, a psychic is going to evolve too, because you are needed in order to help those who are feeling totally lost to really make sense of what's going on, to really help them find their way. And I want to share with you just how can you really make the most of this? How can you embrace this time of change, of evolution, of expansion, and also embrace your role as a light worker, as a spiritual practitioner, as a healer, a psychic, an intuitive. First and foremost is continue doing your inner work. You want to uncover any doubts, any fears, any limiting beliefs, anything that could be holding you back from really stepping into your evolved, more expanded role. Because remember, you are needed. If you're here watching this, if you also had that question of, how things are changing, what is your role in all this? You are needed. I'm telling you this here right now. You are needed. Believe that. Trust in that. Listen to your soul. This will resonate deeply with your soul that yes, you are needed. Your soul has chosen to be here at this time, at this changeover period, as we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Your soul has chosen to be here at that awakened state that you're in right now. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're just starting out with your awakening or if you've been on this journey for a very, very long time. But your soul has chosen to be here at this time because you are meant to make an impact. You are meant to help other people. So please remember, you are needed. Work through any of those doubts, the fears, the limiting beliefs that are coming up. And I gotta share with you that I had to do this recently too. I was given the guidance to write a book, channeled messages from Thoth. I was not ready for that. I did not want to do that. I thought that I'm not ready for this. I mean, who am I to do this kind of work? I've never done any kind of channel work in that sense, to write an entire book. Now, I don't want to give too much information about that. This is going to come out hopefully then very soon. But just know that I was resisting that because I didn't think that I would be ready. But I am too evolving. My path, my work is evolving, is expanding too. So I had to do my inner work to work through that. And yes, I'm sharing with you about this book, so I also can't back out and saying, oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not ready for this. So I'm making a statement here on video, in public, out into the world, that a book is coming out, channeled work, where I channeled work of Thoth. So just putting it out there. But I'm sharing this with you because I had to work through my limiting beliefs. I had to work through my fears and doubts and thinking like, who am I, right? Why would I do this, right? So you will be tasked to do the same because the guidance that you will receive about the things that you're meant to be creating will most likely push you, will most likely stretch you. And here too, work through the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts, anything that is coming up because you are needed. Your work, your light in the world is needed. Then the second thing here is open yourself up to the guidance and insights, because you will receive guidance and insights as far as what you are meant to do that a more evolved way. Whether it is maybe you're feeling called to maybe do like a retreat or a workshop or create an online program or maybe also write some books. Anything like that. You will receive the insights, and here is be open to receiving that. Don't reject it. Don't resist it. Then the third tip here is trust that whatever guidance you're receiving, even though it may scare you and stretch you and push your buttons, trust that it is what you have come here to do. This is your destiny. You're stepping into your destiny moving forward. And then the fourth tip is really prepare yourself to act on those insights that you're receiving. You want to act on the guidance that you're receiving. If you are getting the guidance to maybe write a book or create a course or create a workshop or anything like that, don't put it aside, but act on it. Start planning. Start putting things in action. If you have a lot of fears and doubts coming up, do your inner healing work to break through that. Because if you receive the guidance, and if deep down you know that this is what you're meant to be doing, but fear is really holding you back, then work through those fears. Do what you need to do to break through that. So you can start acting on those ideas, those insights. Even if it's just start planning, taking the steps, right? Start doing the things. When it came to my book, I started with the outline. And then I actually was planning on waiting until the new year to start. But actually the solstice, I was meditating and I had this inner drive. I mean, it was so intense. I could not stop that. I had to sit down. I had to start writing. So I started writing on my book. But you want to be in that motion of starting to take actions on that, and trust that you are good enough, that you are already ready. Even if your mind, your ego may think or say that, no, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you can't do this. Trust in your heart that yes, this is what I'm here to do. This is what I'm destined to do now that we're moving into the age of Aquarius. Trust in that. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, that it gave you some clarity, and I hope I didn't scare you too much, because this is not meant to scare you or push your buttons or stretch you or whatnot. Just know that yes, you are evolving, but you're ready for that. With everything that you have been through in 2023 and probably up until this point, you are more than ready to step into that new, more evolved way of showing up in the world, of doing the work that you have come here to do. So trust in that. Okay. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe leave me a comment below. Let me know how you're feeling about this. Does this resonate with you? Do you feel that deep within that yes, there's a more evolved path for you moving forward, that you just feel that so deeply, but maybe you haven't acted on it yet? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. And like I said, if you haven't done so already, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content, because in the new year and moving forward, there's going to be a lot of great content that I'm going to be putting out, a lot of light language activations, forecasts, things like that, topics to really help you on your path moving forward. So thank you so much for being here with me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Now be sure to check out this video here. It's about your soul's purpose, and as it relates to the New Earth template and how you can really step into that, so you can get some more insights into that as well. So look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make it an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.